Okay, so this is Sarah. Today I thought it would be interesting to kind of show two of my favorite paintings and perhaps talk a little bit about them and talk about why I love them so much. So they are my favorite paintings, but unfortunately I cannot remember the names of these paintings or who painted them. Usually what I'll do is put the name of the painter and the name of the painting behind the frame, and so I could just turn it over and see. But for some reason I forgot to do that for both of the paintings that I'm going to show you. So I apologize about that. Maybe somebody out there will recognize one or both of these paintings and leave a comment down below letting us know. Also, these both of these paintings, you'll see the other one soon, they're very, very dark, and so it's quite difficult to get them on camera. With windows and lights and stuff, there's lots of glare. So unfortunately, the true beauty of the paintings won't come through, but that's okay. So in this first painting, you see a woman in her home, and it looks as if she is perhaps cleaning some of her dishes. Maybe she's getting ready to cook. She looks like she's scrubbing out a bowl, and there's a lot of things in this painting that are obvious and clear. Like, you can see the huge head of cabbage on the floor, and actually there's two heads of cabbage. There's a green head of cabbage and a purple head of cabbage, and right next to the cabbage, the green cabbage, there's an onion. And you'll see I'm not sure how to do left and right on video, but I'm gonna guess that it's opposite. So on the left side of the onion, and if it's not, I apologize if I'm completely wrong on this. On the left side of the onion is sort of a pale bucket with two sunfish on the top. I could just go ahead and point. And you see two sunfish sitting back to back. Perhaps that is going to be dinner. And maybe they're not sunfish, but they're those flatfish that you see sort of hanging out. If people are going to cook them, they kind of hang them on a line or hang them upside down, and they're quite flat. And then let's see on the side of that, and see, this is where it kind of gets interesting, because you kind of have to look, and it's some sort of a jug, or right here. It looks like it's kind of on it's tilted to the side a little bit. And let's go move over by the purple cabbage. You'll see a pair of house shoes, some sort of slippers. They look like it could be leather, but it could be some sort of a cloth material. And behind that, you'll see a bucket, or like a barrel, maybe for water or some sort of a liquid. And you'll see a broom behind behind that, and perhaps it's another broom or a mop. It's kind of being hidden by the bucket. So most of that is visible. You could pretty much tell what it is. And if you look at the table, or not really the table, but you know where the brick is right here, sort of a workbench, you'll see some cucumbers, 3 cucumbers, and a bowl that's upside down, and maybe some sort of a wash, maybe a wash bin of some sort. And this might be something for liquids or to put milk in. And on top, going up further up into the rafters, there's what is that? That's it's sort of a barrel, not a barrel, but you know, like a woven barrel with some hay in it. So what's interesting to me is not only what's in plain view, but what's not in plain view, what's hiding in the shadows. That is just amazing to me, that you could just look at a picture and things can keep coming forth that you hadn't seen earlier. So I'm gonna try to move so I don't get in the way of the picture. It's kind of hard for me to make things out because I'm sitting sort of to the side, but let's see. So up in the rafters, there's things up there. There's some sort of wooden objects right in here. And even up there, it's hard to say what it is, but there's some objects up there. And you kind of just have to look and try to see what they are. And if you look right over here, right in that area, there's glistening. So it makes me think that perhaps I don't know, some sort of a rope or some sort of a metal that's hanging down. Oh, and I did forget right here to mention that is that would hold a candle for some extra light at night. So let's look in the really dark areas, and I think it's going to be pretty tough for you guys to see on camera in this general area. Oh, right here. Now I'm going to kind of position myself a little differently so I can kind of see. Down here, there's some sort of metal object that I don't know what it is. And there's something in here. It's like, it could be, hold on, let me see. It's so interesting. It's like I can't make it out, but if you notice up here, you know that behind this little, perhaps it's an entryway, that there's the door or there is a window there, because you see that the light is being let in right up here, and it goes up into the roof. And it's really difficult to tell from the camera, because what you're seeing is the reflection of my own windows in my own room, so it kind of blocks it out. I'm really not sure how to put this on camera, but I think you get the idea. And let's see what else. So on the very top of the painting, up here, is more of the rafters. And let me look on the other side. Okay, right in this area right here, you can see that there's like some sort of it might be an area where you would put clothes or maybe some tools, but I'm thinking it's more of when you first walk in, a place to kind of set your work clothes in. So it looks like it could be some sort of a closet of some sort. And what I really, really love is the floor, because that's where you're going to see the light. That's where the natural light is coming through. If you look onto the floor, a lot of light, and it just feels like, this is probably, judging by the light, I guess you can't quite judge by the light, but you could just kind of think that this is maybe getting towards late afternoon when, the sun is still in the sky, but it's lower. The day is kind of rounding up, and people are coming home from the field or from town and from their work, and it's time to start getting dinner set and settling in for the evening. And that's what I think about when I look at this painting. I think of, and I have this this was up in the kitchen growing up, and now that I have these paintings in my own home, they're the same paintings I grew up with. I have them in the living room, but I would have them in the kitchen if I had more room on my walls in the kitchen. I don't have enough room to really appreciate these beautiful paintings, so I have them in the living room. But they really work well in a kitchen, because it feels like this woman is most likely in her kitchen and getting dinner ready and prepared for her family who worked hard all day, and maybe they're gonna have some fish with maybe some cabbage and onions. And I'm trying to see if I could kind of point to anything else that stands out. Let me see. Yes, it's the shadows that is so fascinating to me. But let me go ahead and bring in the other picture, which is a little bit bigger, and you might be able to see more detail in the other picture, in the other painting. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so here is the second painting, and I usually have this painting over top of the previous painting. So there's a lot going on in this painting, and of course I wish you could see it as clearly as I can. So what you have here, it looks like there's a lady of the house, and she's explaining something to the man that's crouching over the fish. It looks like he could be maybe a fishmonger. He doesn't appear to be her husband. He feels more like he's there selling fish. And he has about 5 silvery fish, small fish, in in a sort of bowl, and they're chatting about something. And this is really, really difficult to see. You could see just kind of the shape, but there's a cute little cat right next to him. And Kitty is kind of looking at those fish. He is really looking at those fish. Kitty wants some of that fish. And it looks like there might be a kiddie bowl just besides the fish that he was perhaps coming into the room for. And next to Kitty, there's a beautiful, beautiful golden pot. Very beautiful pot. And on the side of the pot, you'll see 2 large green heads of cabbage. I must say, the cabbage are huge. Was that just a back then thing? Because they are huge. And then you'll see a water jug. It looks like it's maroon in color, red, maybe a brick red, and a gorgeous bowl, blue and white bowl. Really, really beautiful. Looks Mediterranean. And now the woman has something. Okay. See, in the woman's hand, she's holding on to something. And what that is it looks like it's some sort of a fowl, like some sort of maybe a hen, or a Cornish hen, or a chicken, some sort of a game hen. And there's another one sitting up there. There might actually be 3. And maybe some pieces of fruit next to the hens. And if you look above the woman's head, she seems to be... Actually, I would have to probably move the camera so you see a little bit better. So let me go ahead and do that. Sorry for any shifting that happens here. Okay, let's go ahead and move the camera up a little bit. Give me a minute. Okay. You can kind of see. See above her head there. Now that is some sort of a mantle. I'm gonna go ahead and make this camera steady. Well, it's a mantle, and it has beautiful, looks to be maybe brass candlesticks, and some sort of brassy item in the middle there. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down so that we don't have any shaking happening. And at the top where I showed you, it's mostly very, very, very dark, and it will not show up on camera. But you'll see a little bit of a glistening. And if I'll look for you. Looking closely, it's some sort of metal that's up against the wall. And if you keep looking, it's like, let me see. Let me show you. So the movie kind of cut off, but that's okay. I was basically done. I think I was explaining about the brass candlesticks, and there was another brass object on the mantle as well. But what is particularly interesting is the other day when I took down the painting, I've had these paintings forever, as long as I can remember, since I was a kid, and there is a picture of a man in the middle of the darkness on the wall. If you look really close, and you won't be able to see it on camera, but there's a picture of a man's face just kind of coming out of the wall. And I was like, what? I never saw that before. So that was pretty cool. So this is my first ASMR video, and I know there was a lot of glitches. I know there's a lot of long pauses and background noise. You heard the background noise. I know you did. But, I live downtown, so there's a lot of cars and businesses and trucks and things like that. So it's going to happen, unfortunately. I'll do my best to minimize it, but what are you going to do? um, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I enjoy making it. I'm not what you would call, technically savvy, and so I'm definitely learning, and there's a lot to learn. So I'm hoping as I make more videos that there'll be less glitches, you know. But I have fun. I had a lot of fun making the videos, and I hope you enjoy them, and I look forward to hearing your comments. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So I'll start thinking about my next video, and y'all have a good day.